Ever wondered what separates a smooth construction project from one plagued with delays and headaches? Have you considered how much your choice of crane provider actually impacts your bottom line? Picking the right tower crane company in Melbourne isn't just a box-ticking exercise, it's one of the most critical decisions you'll make for your build. Whether you're managing a high-rise development in the CBD or overseeing a commercial project in the suburbs, Tower Cranes Melbourne operators form the backbone of your vertical construction work. Get this wrong, and you're looking at potential safety issues, costly downtime, and budget blowouts. Get it right, and your project flows like clockwork. In this guide, we'll walk you through everything you need to know about selecting a dependable crane company. From understanding your project requirements to evaluating tower crane companies Melbourne has on offer, we've got you covered. You'll learn what questions to ask, which red flags to watch out for, and how to get genuine value without cutting corners on safety. Let's get stuck into it. Understanding your project requirements, assessing the scope and scale of your project. Before you start contacting tower crane, hire Melbourne providers, take a step back and really think about what your project needs. What's the height of your planned structure? How heavy are the materials you'll be lifting? What's the site layout like, and are there any access restrictions? These questions matter because they directly influence the type and size of crane you'll need. A small residential development has vastly different requirements compared to a multi-story apartment complex. Be specific about your lifting capacities, reach requirements, and any site constraints that might affect crane placement. Tower cranes versus mobile cranes, which do you need? Tower cranes are ideal for long-term projects requiring heavy lifting at significant heights. They're the workhorses you see on major Melbourne construction sites. Mobile cranes, on the other hand, offer flexibility for shorter jobs or sites where a permanent crane isn't practical. If your project spans several months and involves consistent lifting at height, Tower Crane Melbourne options are likely your best bet. Consider how long the crane will be on site and whether the investment in tower crane installation makes financial sense. How long will you need the crane? Duration affects everything from pricing to equipment availability. Short-term hires might work out more expensive per day, while longer agreements often come with better rates. Map out your construction timeline realistically, factoring in potential weather delays and other variables common to Melbourne's unpredictable climate. What should you look for in a tower crane company in Melbourne? Licensing, accreditation, and safety certifications. Safety isn't negotiable in construction. Any tower crane companies Melbourne worth their salt will hold current Work Safe Victoria licenses and comply with Australian standards. Ask to see their accreditations up front. Reputable providers won't hesitate to share this information. Look for companies with strong safety track records. Check whether they've had any serious incidents or work safe notices. A company like Crane Corp Australia, for instance, should be able to demonstrate their commitment to safety through documented procedures and regular audits. Experience with Melbourne construction sites. Melbourne's construction landscape comes with unique challenges. Inner-city sites often have tight access, heritage considerations, and strict council requirements. Experienced local operators understand these nuances and can navigate them effectively. Ask potential providers about projects they've completed in your area. Have they worked on similar builds? Do they understand local regulations? This experience proves invaluable when unexpected challenges arise. Fleet quality and equipment maintenance standards. The condition of a company's crane fleet tells you plenty about their professionalism. Modern, well-maintained equipment operates more reliably and safely. Ask about maintenance schedules, inspection protocols, and the average age of their cranes. Don't shy away from requesting maintenance records. Quality tower crane companies Melbourne operators use should undergo regular inspections and servicing. Older, poorly maintained equipment might seem cheaper initially, but could cost you dearly in breakdowns and delays. Tower Crane Hire Melbourne, Key questions to ask before signing: what's included in the hire agreement? Hire agreements vary significantly between providers. Some include delivery, installation, and dismantling in their quoted price, others charge these as extras. Make sure you understand exactly what you're paying for before signing anything. Ask about insurance coverage, maintenance responsibilities during the hire period, and any additional fees that might apply. Getting clarity upfront prevents nasty surprises down the track. Are operators provided, or do you need your own? This is a crucial consideration. Some tower crane hire Melbourne packages include qualified operators, while others assume you'll source your own. Both approaches have pros and cons. Provided operators typically know their equipment inside out, which can improve efficiency. However, bringing your own might offer more flexibility in scheduling. Whichever route you choose, make sure the operators hold appropriate high-risk work licenses. What happens if there's a breakdown? Equipment failures happen. What matters is how quickly they're resolved. Ask about response times for breakdowns and whether the company offers backup equipment. A good provider should have clear protocols for minimizing downtime. How much does it cost to hire a tower crane in Melbourne? Factors that affect tower crane hire pricing. Multiple factors influence pricing, including crane size, lifting capacity, hire duration, and site location. Larger cranes with greater capacity naturally cost more. Similarly, difficult site access might increase delivery and installation costs. Market demand also plays a role. During Melbourne's construction booms, crane availability tightens and prices typically rise. Planning ahead and booking early can help secure better rates. Hidden costs to watch out for beyond the base hire rate. Watch for extras like transport fees, assembly and dismantling charges, operator costs, and fuel surcharges. Some companies also charge for site assessments or engineering certifications required for crane installation. Request a detailed breakdown of all costs when comparing quotes. This transparency helps you compare tower cranes Melbourne providers on a like-for-like basis and avoid budget surprises. Getting value without compromising on safety. The cheapest quote isn't always the best value. Cutting corners on crane hire can lead to safety incidents, equipment failures, and project delays that far exceed any initial savings. Focus on finding the sweet spot, competitive pricing from a reputable provider with proven safety credentials. Sometimes paying slightly more for a reliable crane, Corp Australia Trust delivers better overall value. Evaluating tower crane companies Melbourne, red flags and green lights. Warning signs of unreliable crane providers. Be wary of companies reluctant to provide documentation, those with vague pricing structures, or providers who pressure you into quick decisions. Poor communication during the quoting stage often indicates problems ahead. Other red flags include outdated equipment, lack of proper licensing, or negative reviews mentioning safety concerns. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. What sets reputable companies apart? Quality providers demonstrate transparency, professionalism, and genuine expertise. They ask detailed questions about your project requirements and offer tailored recommendations rather than one-size-fits-all solutions. Look for companies with established industry reputations, positive client testimonials, and membership in relevant professional associations. These indicators suggest a commitment to maintaining high standards. The role of customer service and communication. Why responsiveness matters. On construction projects move fast, and delays cost money. You need a crane provider who answers calls promptly, responds to emails quickly, and addresses issues without lengthy back and forth. Test their responsiveness during the quoting stage. It's a reliable preview of what to expect throughout your project. Supporting your team, training and on-site assistance. Good providers don't just drop off equipment and disappear. They offer site inductions, safety briefings, and ongoing support when needed. This assistance proves especially valuable if your team hasn't worked with tower cranes before. Tower Crane Jobs Melbourne, ensuring qualified operators. What qualifications should crane operators have? Tower Crane Jobs Melbourne sites require demand-specific high-risk work licenses issued by WorkSafe Victoria. Operators must hold the appropriate class of license for the crane type they are operating. Beyond licenses, look for operators with documented training, experience on similar equipment, and strong safety awareness. These qualifications directly impact your project's safety and efficiency. Why experienced operators make a difference? Seasoned operators work more efficiently, handle challenging lifts with greater confidence, and spot potential problems before they escalate. Their experience translates into smoother operations and fewer incidents. Insurance, liability, and risk management. Make sure your chosen provider carries comprehensive insurance, including public liability and equipment coverage. Understand where their liability ends and yours begins. Clear risk allocation protects everyone involved. How to compare tower cranes. Melbourne providers effectively. Create a shortlist of 3 to 5 potential companies. Request detailed quotes from each, then compare them against your specific requirements. Check online reviews, ask for references, and verify their industry reputation before making your final decision. Making a confident decision for your Melbourne project. Choosing the right tower crane company ultimately comes down to balancing several factors: safety credentials, equipment quality, experience, pricing, and customer service. No single element should be considered in isolation. When looking at tower cranes for sale, it's essential to take your time with the decision. Gather multiple quotes, ask plenty of questions, and don't let price alone drive your choice. The relationships you build with reliable providers often prove valuable across multiple projects. You may also want to explore tower cranes for sale options alongside crane hire services. This can provide additional flexibility depending on the duration of your project and your specific needs. You've now got the knowledge to make an informed decision. Whether you're searching for tower cranes for sale in Melbourne or evaluating Crane Corp Australia providers, apply these principles and you'll set your project up for success. Good luck with your build. Read more on HOGDigest.com.